For months now, students in Serbia have been protesting. It all started when 15 people died following a roof collapse at the train station in Novi Sad, the second largest city after Belgrade. They want those who are responsible for this tragedy to be prosecuted, and they want people who attacked them at the protest to be punished as well. They feel that they are fighting for freedom, justice, for a better society. But the protest turned violent in mid-November after students were attacked during the silent tribute to the victims of the November 1st tragedy. Since then, protests have spread across 276 cities and towns in Serbia.
On big protests, it's clear that people support us. But when we walk to Novi Sad, it's unspeakable how these people welcomed us in every place. When we got to Novi Sad, they gave us medals. That process of marching shows how united we are and how ready we are to persevere with our demands.
While this massive protest got whole Serbia to its feet, the European Union remains impassive. Brussels supported the protest in Georgia a few weeks ago, while in the case of Serbia it has barely blinked. And that's despite the fact that the students' demands reflect the values of the EU. While there have been frequent messages of support from the European Parliament, the only reaction from the EU was an open letter about joining the bloc.
There is a path towards accession, and this could have benefits, of course, for Serbia. The work that needs to go in, the reforms to joining the European Union, does line up with some of the demands that have been outlined by these students in Serbia.
These words have done little to placate the students or supporters or their cause.
Governments of EU members think like this. If President Alexander Vučić suits them in terms of geopolitics and economics, they won't do anything to annoy him because they feel he will turn to Russia and China. Also, our government obviously sends messages that it will deliver lithium, and so interest is born in the EU. That's why they will keep good relations with this government. When the EU is supporting someone in opposition, they look to see if they are likely to win. The European Union is not just thinking about values, but also its own interests as well.
Serbian students are refusing to condemn the lack of support from the West. They learned from the political upheaval in both 2000 and 2012, when regime change only came about with support from the Western countries. Serbians still believe that outside help is essential, which is why they will continue to protest peacefully while hoping to provoke a reaction of support from Brussels. Marko Vlahovic, TRT World, Belgrade.